welcome to Tech Transform. In this video I am going to teach you about functions in Python. So let's get started. Let me open my Jupyter notebook. I'm launching. We have to go in our work folder first, then learn Python. Let's create new notebook. Let's give name as functions. So functions in any programming language, it's if you want to perform any work and if you don't want to repeat that code again and again, means if you want to perform any set of works and you have to write that particular function at once, and if you want to use multiple times, then you should create a function for that particular work. So that's all for function definitions. Let's see what is the syntax in Python for creating function. The syntax is def func name parenthesis colon enter enter print. Let's say I'm giving some message hello function. So we created a function. The very first keyword we have to give def, then the actual function name parenthesis colon, then the function body. See, this again follow the code indentation, the white spaces. In order to go the function logic, we have to keep like this. Now we have created a function. Let's call this function by calling its name funcname. Okay, we got this as a result. Now let's say what we want to do next. Let's say there is a help method available for every function. Func name func. This help method will give you whatever the functions helps are provided inside that function. In this function, this created by us, we are not able to see any function, any help text available for this particular function. Once you do for this inbuilt function, you will find a set of instructions and the introduction for that particular function. If you want to create a help text for our function, for that syntax is we have to give 3 quotes, 1 2 3. Yeah, by default it will generate the inputs. Press enter. So this is for giving the actual doc string, the function string. Here we can give, let's say I want to give, this is the func name function. Okay, let's execute this again. Output, there is no effect on output. Now run this help. You will find it different this time. See, this time we have find this text, help text. Let's say if your function contain input, you can give your inputs details. If your function is performing some output, give your output details like this. Let me execute once again. See, we got all this text. What are the help text available for this? Now let's move to the next. We have created a function without any parameter. Let's create with a parameter. For that, def I am giving a method name say hello, and it's expecting parameter name. And I am giving the print statement as hello, should be inside quotes, hello name. Give me space in order to look them as good. Now we are entering. Okay, we have created a function name say hello, and it's expecting a parameter name. Let's call this function without parameter. So it will give you an error, and it's telling that say hello missing one required positional argument name. It means we haven't provided that parameter, that's why it's throwing error. Let's provide that. I'm providing Vinay. Now this time we got this result. Okay, but let's say I want this result to assign to yeah, one thing also. Let's say I don't want to pass this parameter. For that there is a concept called default parameter. If you're not specifying a parameter, that it will take the default parameter, otherwise what parameter you're going to perform, it will take that. So let's change again, copy this method, copy, Control V. For default parameter you have to give a specify a value and a y. Now call this again without parameter. This time it will not complain, because by default we already set at the parameter value. See, this time it given me Vinay. Now let's call this again with different parameter and see what happens. Okay, let's give Satya. We got hello Satya. So if you're not going to take parameter, it will take the default parameter, otherwise it will take the parameter if you're providing. So that's what the default parameter concept. So these are the function which these functions is simply printing the value. If let's say I want to keep the output of this function, result is equal to, let's say I want to keep this keep this output in this function, result is containing nothing, and the type of the result is also, it's non-type, because it's not returning anything, it's just printing. It's not returning anything. In order to take the value and assign to a different variable, your function should return some value. That's what the return concept in function. So for return let's say I'm again using this method. This time instead of print I am telling return. Okay, now quickly assign this output to, I'm not passing any parameter because we have already default parameter already assigned. Now check result. Now we have, because we are returning now, so we can assign the functions return value output to a different variable, and we can use in our program. That's what the return concept is. Now let's do some exercise and create some function. Let's say I want to check a particular word inside a string. My function is going to return it's true if that particular word is available in that string. If it is not available, it should return false. For that, let's say I want to declare a function, a name called animal check, means animal word is present or not. This will be our input string. I'm giving parameters input string colon. I pressed shift enter, we should not, I'm pressing enter now. Okay, now we have to check if that particular animal word is present inside this my string or not. For that we should create if statement, if animal in in my string, if it is present then return true. Okay, return, and else return false. See, ref and t should be capital, otherwise it will throw error. So our function definition is completed. What we are doing here, we are checking that if animal is available inside this, whatever the string will pass, it will return true, otherwise it will false. Let's check by calling this method. Let's say I want to animal, I'm calling this method as animal check. and we have to pass parameter. Let's say I'm writing this is this sentence contains animal word, means we have animal there here, so this should return true. Okay, it returned true. Let me remove this. Now it returned false. Fine. Now let's say this animal is now this method call is returning true. Let's say I change this animal to a capital. Now it will return false. Even it is the particular word is available, we are getting false because we haven't checked, we haven't put the condition for lowercase or uppercase, because this is in uppercase, so it's the matching is failing. For that we should convert this whole thing into lower, because our matching string is in lower. Use lower. Now this will work for both. My string dot lower. Yeah, now it's giving. Let's change with small a also. It will give a false in both the case. So this is the how, if any new programmer or any beginner programmer will come and will write this if else statement, we can reduce this in a one line also. Why? This statement itself is returning boolean, means either true or false. We don't have to check if true then return true, else return false. We can directly convert this method and make it more simple like this. Okay, we should type return animal in my string dot lower. That's it. See how it becomes so readable and so in very less line of code we have written this. We have written it smartly here. Now let's call this again. I'm just copying. If you're thinking that it's keeping the same definition, let me change the name with check 1, and here also calling should be changed. Okay, it's true. So in both the cases we have written a function in whale format right now. Now one more exercise we are going to do. What we are going to do? We are going to write a method which is actually going to return a pig Latin word. What does that pig Latin word means? If your word starts with vowels, it should return let's say I will give it a title example. Pig Latin word is called as, if your word starts with vowels, then it should return your word plus ay, means apple ay. Final output, if your word is apple, it should return apple ay, because your word starts with vowels. If your word starts with other than vowel, means consonants, it should keep the first letter to end, means ORD W, and then add the AY, like this. You have to write a method which is going to take a word and it's going to return in a pig Latin word format, like this. If your word you're passing is vowels, it will add AY at the end. If your word passing is consonants, it will take the first character, put it into last, and then add the AY. For that, let's create a method. I am giving a def name as pig word. You are giving a word as a parameter. It will take the word from outside. what we are going to do here is, first what we have to identify the first letter. Based upon that, we are going to declare the getting the first word. This will give us first word. Now write if first, let correct the spelling, first underscore letter in vowels A, E, I, O, U. If it is a vowel, then our pig means our return pig word should be simple word. Whatever word we have to append AY at the end. That's it. Now write else statement. Else what we have to do means, in the case of consonant, we have to first slice the word from first letter to end, then we have to keep the first letter at the end, then AY. Means we have to start slicing one from all the way to end, then plus the first letter at the last, means first letter variable, then the AY. We have to return big word also. Okay, so now we have written the method big word. We are getting the first letter, then based upon first letter we are deciding whether it's the particular past word is either vowels or either consonant. If it is a vowel, we have to append AY at the end. We are doing. If it is a consonant, we have to first take the first character to the end, then append the AY. So that's what we are doing. We are just slicing from second letter to the end, then appending the first letter at the end, then finally appending the AY. Our method is ready. Now let's call big underscore word. Let me pass the word as word itself because it's a consonant. Okay. See, we got this like this. So it's a pig Latin word of word. Now check with vowels. Apple. We got that AY at the end. Here we got that ORD, first character to end, then AY. So we are able to create that. So we covered pretty much everything related to functions and did hands-on also. So that's all for this video. We'll come up with other topics in the next video. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. Bye.